Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, last night we had Impact Wrestling's Overdrive. So, Impact Wrestling, in the last couple of years, have done these monthly shows that's on Impact Plus and on Fight TV. And then they have their bigger shows on Fight TV. These monthly shows, monthly specials, they're calling them, they have a few good matches, but they also have a few matches that are typically just like a weekly show match. So this started out with the pre-show match. We had a six-way X Division match. We had Kenny King, Rich Swann versus Mike Bailey versus Yuya Uemura versus Bhupinder Jr. and Jason Hotch. Typical X Division six-way match, scramble match. Everybody going for pins, everybody hitting their base spots off the top rope. Now it kind of got weird because I know Kenny King and Mike Bailey have been feuding a lot lately. Kenny King hit a move on Bailey. Mike Bailey rolled out of the ring. He literally walked up to Jason Hotch, who was laying on the ring, went like this to Rich Swann. Kenny King walks away for Rich Swann to get the pin. There was talk of this possibly being for the number one contender match for the X Division title. I don't know if it's officially going to be that or not. Which is, if it is, great, Rich Swann. I'm all for that. It was a good little match though. Besides that little kind of weird thing with Kenny King and Mike Bailey, that little feud continuing, I give it 3 1/4. Next up, we had a tag match. We had basically a junior heavyweight tag match. We had the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, who are currently in New Japan Pro Wrestling in JPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, going up against the Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, who will be going over to New Japan and being part of the Best of the Super Juniors tag tournament coming up in the World Tag League. So that's going to be pretty cool. They had a little backstage promo with these guys talking about that kind of stuff. And the Motor City Machine Guns ended up getting the victory. I give it 3 1/2. It was a good pre-show match. It was one of those matches where you get you hyped for the show. Alright, as the show starts, first match, we had a tables match. Bully Ray versus Moose. This has been kind of going on for a little bit here. 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, on Impact, Moose put Bully Ray through a table, and whoop, we have a table match now. Bully Ray is the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. He told Josh Alexander he wasn't going to backstab him, wasn't going to sneak up on him, was going to come straight to him, look him in the eye, and challenge him when he's good and ready. But this whole thing with Moose, I mean, Bully Ray, 54 years old, I think he is. I don't like it. I'm sorry, but I don't. This match was okay. You had some tables in the ring, you had some tables on the outside. Typical tables kind of match. There was one spot where Bully went to looked like a cannonball almost. Moose moved, and Bully went to a table. Moose has never been in a tables match before, and Bully Ray's been like 84 of them. Moose thought he won because Bully Ray went to a table, and they said no because Moose didn't put him through a table, so technically he didn't win. So it's like, really? We're doing this one? Doing it this way? Okay, fine. And so end up Bully Ray putting Moose through the table. So Moose losing a tables match to the table match god, Bully Ray. I give it 2 1/2. It was okay. Next up, we had the knockout tag titles on the line. We had Savannah and Tasha Steelz challenging the Death Dollz, Taya, Valkyrie, and Jessicka with a CK because she is sick, and Rosemary on the outside. It wasn't good. It was okay. It was there. We had a knockouts tag title match on the card. That's pretty much all this really was. I just don't understand why this match wasn't good. You got 6-7 minutes. Death Dollz retaining their titles. I give it 2 1/2. Valkyrie, talented as hell. Jessicka, talented. Tasha Steelz, pretty talented. Savannah Evans, big, powerful, got some talent there. But why couldn't this match just give it 15, 20 minutes and actually do a good match out of it? But we had 3 women's matches on the card, which I'm not complaining about, I'm just saying. Next up, we had Mickie James versus Taylor Wilde. Mickie James is on a quest to win the Knockouts title one more time. On this quest, though, if she loses, she's done. She said her next pinfall, her next loss, will result in her retiring from the business she's loved for so long. Her goal is to win enough matches to become #1 contender and win the Knockouts title one more time. So every match goes into could be her last match. My guess is she's going to beat someone for the title, and then Deonna Purrazzo or Jordynne Grace will beat her and end her career that way. My guess is, I don't think keep this going until Bound for Glory next year or Slammiversary maybe, one of the bigger shows. I know Hard to Kill is January 13th. I doubt they would try to do it then. At least in their career, I'm talking about. Maybe give them the title, but yeah, I think she'll have a nice little title run. But Mickie get the victory. It's a good little match. These 2 knockouts have not really, their careers have been parallel. Probably 90 days, I think they said 30 or 90 days after Mickie got the Impact, Taylor Wilde left. I give the match 3 stars. It's a good match. Mickie James getting the victory. Next up, it was actually kind of a surprise to me. We had the Impact Tag titles on the line. We had champion Heath and Rhino versus the major players, which is Brian Myers and Matt Cardona. What surprised me, I was kind of expecting, since Brian Myers lost his digital media title to Joe Hendry at the last Impact show, I was honestly expecting major players to win this. The fact they did not kind of shocked me. And then when I thought about it a little bit, I thought maybe it's because Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona has talked about returning to WWE as Zack Ryder. I know Chelsea Green has talked about returning, and she technically left on Thursday at Impact and said she's done. And there's a lot of rumors out there that she was going to go back to WWE. So I don't know if that's part of it. They're coming back together or what. But I could see both Brian Myers and Matt Cardona going back together as a tag team. But Heath and Rhino retained their tag titles. I give it 2 3/4 stars. Next up, we had the vacated X Division Championship match on the line. One of the things for the X Division Championship is Option C. Option C means you can cash the X Division title in at any time for a World Heavyweight title shot, which is how Josh Alexander actually initially won the title. So Frankie Kazarian cashed in his Option C option with the X Division title, and so it made a tournament for the X Division title. In the tournament finals, the winner will get the X Division Championship. We had Black Taurus versus Trey Miguel. This is one of those, Black Taurus, big as he is super athletic. But Trey Miguel is just wild anyway in the ring. These 2 guys I thought it was pretty good banger of a match. I ended up giving it 3 3/4 stars. Trey Miguel, your new X Division champion. I really want to see where they go with this. Does Mike Bailey get another shot? What's going to happen with Kenny King and Mike Bailey? Rich Swann, is he the #1 contender? A lot of questions and answers leaving Impact Wrestling overdrive. But we will find out on Impact this week where we go from here. Next up, we had the Impact Knockout Championship on the line in a last knockout standing match. So I was a little perplexed about this match initially. So Masha Slamovich came in Impact Wrestling. I've seen her on the Indies. The Russian monster almost. Bowling through people in matches in a minute and a half. She comes in here as undefeated streak. At Bound for Glory, she loses to Jordynne Grace. So the fact that she lost to Jordynne Grace, but yet she gets another title match at Overdrive. I know she called out Jordynne Grace. Jordynne called her out, challenged her to this last knockout standing match. I thought this match was pretty damn good. Pretty banger of a match. They had trash cans. They had all kinds of stuff. Hardcore match out there. There was one sick hell of a spot where Jordynne Grace had a trash can set up, a door, not just a table, a door. GCW. A door set up between the ring and the trash can lid, and did a muscle buster off the ringside through the door. That's how she became last knockout standing. That was pretty incredible, that spot. Overall, the match was good. I give it 3 3/4 star. Jordynne Grace is just incredible in the ring. I was kind of hoping, since they were doing a lot of the hardcore stuff, a little more blood, make it look a little more realistic. But hey, we got what we got. Jordynne Grace still your knockout champion. Next up, main event, the World Heavyweight Title on the line. Champion Josh Alexander versus Frankie Kazarian. He cashed in his option C to get this title match. This match was a banger of a match. Watching Frankie Kazarian hit a Styles clash, just everything they did was just second to none. It was a great match. Josh Alexander ended up getting victory. I give it 4 star. It was that kind of a match. Then the end of it. So we have Bully Ray come out. He, straight like he said, challenged Josh Alexander, hard to kill, Friday the 13th. January Friday the 13th, world title match. So we signed that. And then Josh Alexander gets out of the ring, goes over to see his wife and his kid. Bully comes over with a chair and whacks him in the back with a chair. And then just starts annihilating him with a chair. Well, by this time, I'm not sure exactly when, but Josh's son was with his wife, but he was gone. So I think they kind of set this next part up. So he's taking him out with a chair, taking him out, hitting him in the back multiple times. Pulls out a zip tie. The zip ties his wrist to the bottom rope. And then Bully Ray, the despicable Bully that he is, grabbed Josh Alexander's wife by the hair. Pulled her out to the ringside area. Josh Alexander by this time broke loose, which I don't blame him. Bully told him, if you move, I will pile drive her right here on the concrete. So he doesn't move. He just sits there. Bully tells him to grab the title, hands him the title. So Josh does it and hands him the title. It's like, oh my God. So he picks up a chair. Bully lets go of Josh's wife, picks up the chair, threatens to hit her with a chair. And Bully ends up leaving. But it's like, dude, really? You're going to play that? We're going to do this? And Bully's like, why did you trust me? I told you not to trust me. You said you could do it the right way. So it'll be very interesting to see Bully on Busted Open this week. His take from all this. But overall, pretty decent card. Main event 4 star. Couple matches 3 3/4 star. 3.5 star match. Overall, Impact Wrestling is doing well, in my opinion. We have good matches. Not every match is going to be a banger of a match, but we have good shows like this. Alright, that will wrap up Impact Wrestling Overdrive Review. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.